goes. Hello, everyone. Let's do this. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Tonight? This morning? This afternoon? Whenever you're checking it out? Hope you're having an excellent day. Or have had an excellent day. Welcome to MURKradio, your one-stop shop for rants, views, reviews, and the news. And we're going to watch some news today. See if anything I've curated sparks interest. I'm going to probably seem a little rational and calm the next few streams we do. I want to keep heads as cool as possible when we're dealing with some of the news from Ukraine, like we're dealing with. People are hopping right into this is going to be war, and I don't really want to be as positive as I really can. Hello, Liz. Welcome, guys. Pile on in here. We're going to start with Waffle House secrets revealed. This is from ABC News. Let's see what we got.
First rule of Waffle House:
upside down jelly means wheat toast. Apple butter means raisin toast.
don't talk about Waffle House. But Michael Layton is racking up hundreds of thousands of views on TikTok, spilling secrets about the restaurant chain.
2 weeks in, I'm getting like 5,000 views a video. 3 weeks in, I'm getting like followers every 5 minutes. And now it's just like it comments every 5 minutes. You know, it's crazy.
The most popular videos focusing on the Waffle House marking system.
The kid went viral on Waffle House, being employed at Waffle House. Yo, take pride in that, I suppose. I know some people probably talk smack on a job at Waffle House, but this guy's out here grinding, dude. What are you up to?
All the way to the left there is a plain omelet. At the bottom is a bacon omelet. To the right is a sausage omelet, and up top is a ham omelet.
For newer employees, a chart for guidance.
It probably took me a couple weeks to just get the basics down.
But now, 4 years later, Michael loves the marking system. He prefers it to trying to read off of a printed ticket.
It's honestly preferable because I've tried reading off the ticket before, and you have to keep looking at it to try and see what you're doing. But with the marking system...
Now, but it took him so long to get used to. How is this better than just reading the ticket?
I just look over at the 6 plates, and I instantly know, okay, scrambled cheese, overlight, bacon cheese stick melt, instead of having to read, you know what I mean?
Some online still aren't convinced. Wouldn't it be easier to use the written language? They're out here acting like the other team is trying to steal their plays.
That's hilarious. They're out here trying to act like the other team's trying to steal their plays. Oh man. Just read the ticket, dude. No one's like, is this system for the people that are genuinely illiterate, or is this system for people who are the kind of people who are like, I don't really read, man. I don't really do a whole lot of reading. Oh man.
But Michael's happy to mark the plate, even for more complicated orders, like his own favorite, the bacon cheesesteak melt with onions.
Ketchup means cheesesteak. Piece of ham means a half bacon, 2 strips of bacon, 2 pieces of cheese, 2 pieces of buttered Texas toast with a piece of hash brown up top.
It's like a foreign language. You're literally speaking a foreign language, but with food.
A secret language never tasted so good.
This newsman's quips.
And there it is, my favorite sandwich.
We did reach out to Waffle House for comment. They sent back a picture of a plate with 2 upside-down jelly packets, and I have no idea what that means, you guys.
That's Waffle House for This Means War, ABC. We saw you dripping our secrets. 2 jelly packets upside down, grape jelly packets. That means we're coming for blood, dude. That means Waffle House means it, dude. Oh. That means Waffle House means some serious biscuits. Oh. Man. Why do they have their own cryptic diner short? It has to be for illiterate previous employees. I'm sure that's how that system came about. I'm pro-literacy here at MURKradio, so please read a book. If you don't read, check out some books. Hop in the Discord, link in description. I'll suggest some books of any reading level. I love the English language, and man, I'm a reader. It's worth it. I read the tickets. I worked several short order grill jobs too, and man, let me tell you, I just read the ticket. Just read the ticket. Okay. So, kind of, oh, we got Dr. Baby. What up, baby? Is for dope heads. Is it for dope heads? Is the system for dope heads? That makes sense, Dr. Baby. That makes sense. What up, my man? All right. Now, I don't know if you guys have been following the march in Washington. Another thing you guys might, if you don't know this about me, you should know it about me now. I am pro-vaccination. I am vaccinated. I'm getting boosted on Wednesday. It's currently Tuesday, and I'm very excited about it. When I caught COVID and had COVID, I couldn't stop playing the faces of the people I had potentially been in contact with in my mind over and over. And I want to be vaccinated really just for that. If there's any even 1% chance I cannot give it to people, I'm going to do it, you know. Let's see. So let's hop over here to this story right here, guys. We got protesters in Washington, D.C. And here's the thing. Everybody keep calm now. Keep calm. These protesters, they're protesting vaccine mandates. Now, I've spoken out against vaccine mandates because I wanted to go do stuff, but my mind has since changed after having COVID. It really did affect me. Yeah. And, it will affect people in different ways. And that's one thing it did to me. It definitely changed my mind about, I still don't necessarily think the government should be stepping in, but do you guys want to see some cringy protest signs? This is some pretty wild nonsense at this protest. I better not see any of you Murkies at this protest, guys. I sell a Murkdus mask in the merch store. That's how much I'm, in line with what we should be doing, in my opinion, which is get vaccinated, quarantine if you're sick. It's not over yet. We're on the downhill, but we've almost beaten it. And this behavior makes me think maybe we won't beat it.
Every time try to speak out or we try to public.
Signs that say parents for choice. I understand that. I'm also a parent and I get it. You don't want the government telling you your kid has to have something, but here's the thing. My kid participates in public education, had to have his MMR and a couple other vaccines. So in my mind, I don't necessarily view it as any different than that. Now I realize this is a new vaccine and it's hard to get rational statistics on anything anymore. But I feel like from the independent research I've done, the vaccine is worth it. And if your kid is healthy and the kid's primary care physician says it's an option, consider it as an option.
Publish a paper.
Hospital administrators, government officials should not tell physicians how to treat their own doctors do.
Sign that reads defeat the mandates. And again, I understand it. I understand. And, this crowd looks genuinely split in half politically. It looks like we've got a little bit of red, a little bit of blue there, which has been fascinating to me. I understand both sides of the aisle, particularly people who are sourcing their statistics on what's actually happening with this virus and this vaccine from social media, or even some mainstream news outlets. It is, in my opinion, genuinely hard to get a narrative that isn't biased, controlled, or specifically tooled to confirm someone out there in the audiences or a mass of people's biases. And, I definitely think it might be a little counter to the cause to gather in mass. I do agree with that. I see you there, Jameson, in the chat saying that. I see you do.
Harry Truman, a warrior against war profiteering, something we could use more of now.
That's more than the NIH, more than the CDC, and more than the FDA.
So I will not comply with a broken syringe flag. That's clever. I will say that. Again, while I disagree with this ideology and this mass gathering, just because even if you don't have the black and white in front of you or have had personal experience with the virus, I still don't think a mass protest event in close quarters with other people is necessarily the best move. Now, I've had the virus, and I gotta tell you, it doesn't feel like it's something nature made. It feels manufactured, and I don't really have a way to quantify that any further or to make my opinion on that make any more sense other than black and white say. It felt like it was man-made, and last I checked, I don't think you can develop a herd or natural immunity to something that's a biological weapon, potentially. I think maybe it's designed to use this behavior as a weakness. But that's kind of deep in conspiracy, and I understand that lane of thinking not making sense to some people. So I'll just kind of throw a blanket over it and say, I don't think you should be gathering in mass right now. Just not quite yet. Not if you're specifically all not vaccinated.
These are all signed and verified.
For COVID is long-lasting, broad, and highly protective from disease and death caused by this virus. Why this is to deny human...
See, it says right here, natural immunity, the original vaccine, but that's kind of my point, is what good is natural immunity against something that's designed by man to use that against you? Even the concept of it, what if, again, the inception of this thing is to keep spitting out variants and changing and evolving and attacking, and it doesn't, a herd immunity is not going to do anything. You got to have a vaccine. And, we'll know more as time goes on with this thing. I'm interested to see what we say about COVID in a decade for sure.
Dignity. I wish to speak about works and striving to help others.
Medical freedom for nurses and the mandates. There's a lot of people out of work. I myself had a hard time finding any employment being unvaccinated, and that's one of the main pushes toward vaccination for me.
I come to you with an open heart. As a physician,
We will not comply with Now I have the privilege of introducing another group of brilliant people.
Defined. So this state of emergency continues indefinitely with no end in sight. With vaccine mandates and vaccine passports, we're seeing the emergence of what I call a biosecurity surveillance.
I have treated in the last 6 months over Methodist hospitals, like the government, like insurance companies, like hospitals.
See, that sign kind of irks me. Just say no to the next Holocaust. Like, this isn't the next Holocaust. I've had the vaccine. This isn't, if you're Jewish, I'm Jewish, and I'm here to tell you, cousin, that it's not a tattoo. They're not tattooing us with this vaccine. I'm been vaccinated. I'm not tricking you. I'm definitely too broke to be getting a check from anybody. So that's offensive. That's an offensive sign to me. Offense taken by that sign.
No way! Media censorship, the bullying of physicians like myself who question the narrative.
free or die has never meant more to me than it does now. We must live free or we will die.
See, that's number one, that's a diehard tagline. And cringe as hell. Number two, this is a bad look. I got a feeling that, it's, never know. It just doesn't, none of this seems like a good idea, man. You feels a little cringe. Feels a little wrong, So I'm going to say I'll just plug the Merc mask in the store again. Maybe don't equate things that aren't a genocide to the Holocaust. And wear a mask, Wear a mask. All right. Oh, what is this from Jedi? Natural immunity against a non-natural virus. This is a situation that changes daily, and with all misinformation, people get confused. Confused people usually get angry and don't think clearly. Yeah, that's very true. It's very true. And, they've been fed a specific narrative by people like, Alex Jones at InfoWars, probably Paul Joseph Watson. I haven't checked, but there's people like that out there that, they've really become a meme of themselves. And it's, if you're getting your medical information from them, or you're listening to the statistics of what's happening with the vaccine and the virus from somebody like Alex Jones or Paul Joseph Watson or a YouTuber or even me, you're doing yourself an incredible disservice. You're doing your health a disservice. You should really find anything else, any other source of information counter to what you think, and do your best to examine things without your biases. And that's genuinely the methodology I tried to employ when dealing with this topic. Again, I'm somebody who caught COVID after I got vaccinated. Lux, who I share space with, is vaccinated and boosted. She didn't get it. I got it. That says something to me. That's just real world experience. I don't think there's any words or counter narrative from, a wealthy media independent that's going to convince me otherwise. Particularly ones that haven't had it or experience with it or didn't harm them too bad, or they had, again, the finances to get a primary care or have a primary care physician that could get them the resources to beat COVID really fast, it did affect people. I know people who lost people. I've lost people. It's a confusing, divisive topic, isn't it? Isn't it? Hey, what up, AllieCats? It's just a little thin audience tonight. How are you doing, Allie? We're keeping calm and watching some news. I'm gonna move to our next story here. We're gonna hop over to what's going on in Ukraine. Russia seems to be advancing, and the Pentagon has put 8,500 troops on high alert. And let's just let the news, let's see, let's just let this play. This is a press conference from the Pentagon. Let's just watch this.
Good afternoon, everybody. Just one thing here at the top. As you're all aware, the United States is deeply concerned about the current situation in Europe. We remain keenly focused on Russia's unusual military activities near the Ukrainian border, including in Belarus, and consulting extensively with our transatlantic allies and partners. The department continues to support diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation. Now, as the President has said, even as we continue to prioritize diplomacy and dialogue, we must also increase readiness. In support of its obligations to the security and defense of NATO and the security of its citizens abroad, at the direction of the President and following recommendations made by Secretary Austin, the United States has taken steps to heighten the readiness of its forces at home and abroad so that they are prepared to respond to a range of contingencies, including support to the NATO response force if it is activated. As you have heard me describe many times, our commitment to the security of NATO allies and our Article 5 commitment are ironclad. As the President has also made clear, the United States will act firmly in defense of its national interests in response to actions by Russia that harm us, our allies, our partners. As part of that commitment, the Department of Defense maintains significant combat-capable forces forward in Europe to deter aggression and enhance the alliance's ability to defend allies and defeat aggression if necessary. The United States also has a commitment to provide forces to the NATO response force, or otherwise known as the NRF, in the event that NATO should activate that construct. Now, as you may know, the NRF is a multinational force made up of land, air, maritime, and special operations forces, all components that the alliance can deploy on short notice wherever needed. Altogether, the NRF comprises around 40,000 multinational troops. Within the NRF is something called the Very High Readiness Joint Task Force, or VJTF. This NRF element, which is about 20,000 strong across all domains, includes a multinational land brigade of around 5,000 troops and air, maritime, and special operation forces components. I want to provide some facts on these preparations that will reinforce our commitment to NATO and to the NATO response force and increase our readiness. Secretary Austin has placed a range of units in the United States on a heightened preparedness to deploy, which increases our readiness to provide forces if NATO should activate the NRF or if other situations develop. All told, the number of forces that the Secretary has placed on heightened alert comes up to about 8,500 personnel. We'll continue to provide updates in coming days about these decisions, but specifically this will ensure that the United States and our commitment to the NRF is consistent with their readiness for rapid deployment, again, if activated.
So, we're ready to roll out if we need to. You know, war is fought in a very different way. When I hear 8,500 troops on high alert amid Russia-Ukraine escalation, you know, I can't help but think about like the number of troops that General Howe, the British admiral, brought into New York Harbor during the American Revolution. 32,000. war is fought in a different way. It sounds like we are more than ready to roll out if we need to. Seems like a firm response. And I don't doomsay here. I don't panic. And if there's a place to come to calm down about some news, it might be here right now. No reason to worry about it, in my opinion. I know that our two nations have a history now, through the Cold War, of seemingly genuinely avoiding conflict with one another. There's been times where Russia has had, more than enough justification by the standing rules to launch their nuclear armaments, and they never did. And that happened to us too. It's happened on this side of the pond too. So I'm going to keep my faith in conversation and communication. And I got a feeling that will prevail. I understand that the person we have, Blinken, who is in talks with Russia right now, has connections to Ghislaine Maxwell and Robert Maxwell, her father. And that can be a touchy subject. Everybody who's rubbed shoulders with that crew is immediately untrustworthy, but I don't know if that level of being compromised necessarily outs you from playing this game, if that makes sense. So I have high hopes that Blinken will at least facilitate enough conversation that this can happen in a way that we don't go to war with that country. Be devastating. Be devastating to see it happen. And another Red Scare, wouldn't that be wild? All right, hello, Felix. Hello. And Jedi says earlier on the topic of COVID, and I found this particularly interesting in the chat here, the thing is, people from both sides don't think for themselves. I'm a conservative Republican, but no fool. I'm vaxxed because this is a real ordeal. My cousin is a doctor and treats COVID daily. I still can't make people see beyond the narratives they want to believe. Absolutely. Let's see, AllieCatails, this is a touchy subject too soon, man. Talking about the Red Scare. Yeah, a lot of Gen Xers. You guys had to live through that. Well, not the Red Scare like the 50s, but I'm talking about like the 80s. The Cold War. You had to live through that nonsense, Oh, you're talking about Epstein and Blinken. Yeah. Yeah, it's a rough connection. And everybody connected with, but I don't know if that necessarily maybe it works in his favor. I don't know. Sometimes a compromised man is put into place as a pawn for reasons that are, unexplainable to us, but do in fact have a purpose and play a role. Oh yeah. But Jedi, I really do appreciate that comment. While I consider myself a, center left, I'm for the vaccine, and I think that again, that's through. If you've watched enough of this channel, you've watched me grow in that opinion and change in that opinion. You have to be open to learning and understanding, everybody. You have to. Let's back up here now. In funny news, Biden said some words to somebody. Biden said some foul words. Let's see if I can find this story. Here it is. Let's see if they play the audio clip. See if they'll play it for us.
Well, President Biden was caught on a hot mic insulting a Fox News reporter today. That verbal slip took place during a White House event on the Biden administration's efforts to combat inflation. Take a listen.
That's a great asset. More inflation. What a stupid son of a...
Get him. See that Fox News reporter?
Well, according to Fox News, the president called the reporter to, quote, clear the air. Biden reportedly told the reporter that his comments were nothing personal and encouraged the Fox News reporter to continue asking about different topics. Well, President Biden...
That's hilarious. I bet you talk about something else there. Hey, it's hard, man. When you get asked questions all day, man. I get asked stupid questions all the time. It happens. It happens. So crazy. So crazy. This is post-Trump, so I feel like if anybody on the right was to be upset with him, using this kind of candor, you're being a hypocrite. Let's see, AllieCatails says, yeah. Oh, what's up, AllieCatails? I think it's just you and I right now. Kind of getting this one ready and getting some edited content out of the way so I can, I'm getting boosted on Wednesday, so kind of a strange sleep schedule, so I wanted to just do something a little more relaxing tonight. Boy, Biden on that hot mic. Biden on that hot mic. Let's see, what do we got?
On the busy side, you can also explore state parks as well, too. But if you want to go someplace warmer, Mexico has proven to be very popular as well.
Sarah also recommends cities.
Let's check out the night.
Tonight, more than 8,000 U.S. troops placed on heightened alert in anticipation of a possible Russian invasion of Ukraine. President Biden holding a video conference with NATO allies as he considers deploying forces to deter the Russian threat. Also, the moment late today, the president caught on a hot mic cursing at a Fox News reporter.
Well, I already did the nightly news, damn.
Also tonight, the wild ride on Wall Street, the Dow plunging more than 1,000 points before clawing its way back into the green. What's causing the stock volatility?
Let's see.
Welcome to the...
I don't want to hear your Tonight Show ad.
Sarah also told me she recommends calling the hotel.
What did Jameson say? Jameson said this dude looked like, what did he say? Let me go back. Drake Bell. He does look like Drake Bell, dude. He really does.
That you'll be staying at. Let them know if you're celebrating a special occasion or if you'd prefer a room on a higher floor. They'll usually accommodate your request, and it's an easy way to add value to your vacation without spending more.
Guys, where are we going?
This is what being live is all about.
Unexpected breaks? What do you mean? Is that what being live is all about? I feel you there. Oh, Sky News.
75-year-old French adventurer who was
75-year-old French adventurer was
attempting to row across the Atlantic Ocean.
Hello.
Has been found dead in his overturned boat at sea. Jean-Jacques Savin had previously made the crossing in a large barrel in 2019. The former paratrooper celebrated his 75th birthday at sea last week with foie gras and champagne. Sadly, he's now died.
Well, that's a copywritten song, Sky News. What the fuck are you doing? Why did they do that? We're going to keep this one demonetized.
Doesn't write their own music.
Oh, I love this story, guys.
Swift of not writing her own songs, and she was furious. She responded on Twitter, "I was such a bit..."
Damon of Blur and Gorillaz fame accused Taylor Swift of not writing her own song because she normally co-writes. But guys, let me tell you, there's enough empty gel pens around her probably trashed sedan that you know she wrote those. It's truly horrible lyrics. Those aren't co-written. There's no way. It's too bad. It's too bad of lyrics to have been co-written.
Big fan of yours until I saw this. Your hot take is completely false and so damaging. Alban has since apologised. Now here's something we won't all be lucky enough to see on an evening walk. There you go, a little bit of the Aurora Borealis. A Finnish photographer capturing this incredible scene of the Northern Lights, appearing to reach into trees and gardens. Earlier this month in Lapland, the natural atmospheric phenomenon happens when charged solar particles collide with the Earth's magnetic field, producing something like that. How stunning is that? Looks amazing, doesn't it?
Beautiful.
And yesterday we brought you pictures of heavy snow in Mykonos. Today we move to mainland Greece. The world-famous Acropolis in Athens, blanketed in snow. Polar jet stream is still affecting parts of Greece, with schools closed in the capital and power cuts still affecting several regions. A quick look at the weather for us.
What's the weather like? That's air Qatar. Not air guitar, air Qatar. Qatar.
Look forward to brighter skies. The weather.
Yeah, Allie, you can pop on in, lady. I'm always looking for company.
But the cloud means most places
Our goal
are
today is
frost-free. Northern
stay
Scotland
calm
has some
about
patchy
the
rain,
news.
but it's dry just about everywhere else.
The weather. Sponsored by Qatar Airways.
It will be nice if Erica was still around. I think we're up a little bit too late for her. I've been kind of a
Top
night
stories
owl.
for you this morning. The Prime Minister
Unintentionally.
facing fresh calls to resign after admitting to attending a gathering for his birthday during lockdown.
All right, let me tell you right now, Boris Johnson been in some heat, and then he stops all the mandates, right? Oh man, and the UK is wilding. Now the US is like, well, we're done with mandates too, but it's like, no, Boris Johnson didn't necessarily do the right thing, and keep in mind what they had was more restrictive than what we had.
Thousands of US troops have been put on standby, and Russian troops are being moved into Belarus as tensions grow between East and West over Ukraine. At least 6 football fans believed to have died in a stampede outside a stadium in Cameroon during the Africa Cup of Nations.
Another live event stampede? Are you serious?
Transport Secretary said he refuses to defend the Prime Minister and others who took part in a gathering on his birthday in Downing Street during the first lockdown. Grant Shapps told us mistakes were made and said that the inquiry launched by civil servant Sue Gray is aware of the incident.
It was his birthday, and these are people that he worked with all the time. As I said, I don't seek to defend it. This is for Sue Gray to decide on whether this was appropriate. She'll make the recommendations. I think we can be pretty clear the Prime Minister didn't present a cake to himself. This is somebody coming in with that cake, and I've explained to you that I'm furious with everybody.
But you're not defending it, are you?
But I'd say I'm furious with everybody who broke the rules, and a lot of different people will have found that, you know, perhaps unwittingly, they transgressed the rules during the period of lockdowns. That is a fact. It's quite right that that's investigated. The Prime Minister apologises if and where he has transgressed.
Oh, okay.
Joining us now is Tamara.
I think Boris Johnson's hilarious. Again, I'm center-left, so I'm a leftist, guys. You're watching a leftist stream, just in case if you were wondering.
At Downing Street.
But I think Boris Johnson is adorable and hilarious. Can be dangerous, it seems like. Shout out Debbie and Hazel and our Murkies that are in the UK, having to live through this crazy lockdown environment and now the shedding of the lockdown environment.
Hi, Tamara. You heard there from the Transport Secretary. Thoughts?
Well, OK, unwittingly transgressed the rules. What's really significant about this latest party, I think the 15th we've now heard about that took place in the building behind me, is that Downing Street are making no attempt to deny that it happened or to say, look, wait for Sue Gray, we can't give you any details. There is no denial that the Prime Minister went into the Cabinet room, was presented with a cake by his wife and apparently his interior decorator, and there were up to 30 people, it's being reported, who were there who sang him happy birthday. Now, whether you think that's a party or not, and some have raised questions about that, it is not in line with the guidance at the time, which was that you couldn't mix with other people indoors for social events. And therefore, it does shed doubt on what the Prime Minister told MPs in Parliament, which was that all the guidance was followed in number 10. Now, therein lies the problem. We expect Sue Gray's report to still come back this week because we're told that she already knew about this one, so it's not going to delay the publication of her report. What Tory MPs are looking out for is, did the Prime Minister mislead Parliament? And if he did on this one by saying that number 10 followed all the guidance when they didn't, that will be a problem, and they are weighing up whether he can survive this latest scandal.
OK, Tamara, thank you. So what's happening as far as the Metropolitan Police is concerned? Up until now, they, in the form of Cressida Dick, have said that they will not be investigating what happened at Downing Street. Ivor Bennett is at New Scotland Yard. Interestingly, though, Ivor, police who were on duty at the time in Downing Street have been questioned by Sue Gray.
Yeah, they have, and supposedly, according to the news reports, have provided some damning evidence. I'm not actually at New Scotland Yards, though. I am at the London Fire Brigade headquarters, and that is because later on this morning here, Dame Cressida Dick, the Commissioner for the Metropolitan Police, will be questioned here by the London Assembly's Police and Crime Committee. It is a regular appearance she makes,
I love the
but
hats.
this time all focus will be on
UK
her
cops
because we
have the best
understand
drip. Don't at
that
me.
on the agenda will, of course, be party
Don't at me
case.
about
We
that.
understand she'll be facing questions on that. Ironically, actually, the chair of this committee used to be Sean Bailey, who himself had to resign just before Christmas after revelations of his own lockdown-busting party came to light. But anyway, today, as I say, will be the focus will be on the Metropolitan Police. And
But y'all know me, I'm not trying to hang out with a bunch of
facing
cops.
growing calls to investigate these claims of lockdown-busting parties in Downing Street. Despite all the apparent evidence, they continue to say, Scotland Yard continues to say, that they will not be, they have no plans to investigate, reiterating only their statement last night that they've continued to put out that if Sue Gray's inquiry into Partygate finds evidence of a potential criminal offence, then they will make further consideration, they say, on whether or not to investigate. So all very non-committal still.
OK, Ivor, thank you. Well, as allies put NATO forces on standby amidst rising tensions between Russia and Ukraine, more ships and fighter jets are being deployed to the border. But how far will NATO go in defence of Ukraine? Joining us now, General Sir Richard Barrons, former commander of the Joint Forces.
Again, guys, as we go into Russia and Ukraine conflict and the escalation therein, stay calm. Stay calm. We got this. We'll be okay. I don't care where you're watching this from. We'll be all right. Be okay.
Command, hello to you. Thank you for joining us, Sir Richard. What should Britain be doing? What should the UK be doing at the moment?
The UK should be combining with its allies in NATO and around the world in making it absolutely clear to President Putin that the price he would pay for invading Ukraine would be way, way more than the Russian economy and society can sustain. And on that basis, make him pull back.
Lord Ricketts speaking last night saying it's all talk, we need some action.
So the answer to this problem is not primarily military from a UK or a NATO perspective. Ukraine isn't a member of NATO. We need to be making it clear to Mr. Putin that should he invade Ukraine, the price he would pay in terms of sanctions on his economy, on banking, on finance, on the access Russians, including the Russian oligarchs, have to our courts, our banking, our insurance system, all of that would stop. And the price he would pay, therefore, for invading Ukraine would be that his economy and society would be in turmoil he can't sustain.
Pray we find a
we're hearing that the United States has 8,500 troops on standby to potentially bolster the border between Ukraine and Russia with another 45,000 troops available if necessary. Is that something that the UK should also be thinking about, either under the guise of NATO or otherwise?
So the UK already has a battle group permanently stationed in Estonia, and plans will exist in the MOD to reinforce it. So NATO as a whole is reassuring those member states that sit on the periphery of Russia. And that's very important to those member states. And we should also remember that one of the things that Mr. Putin is asking for, and it's completely unacceptable, is that NATO should pull its own forces back from its own members. And by saying we're going to reinforce, Mr. Putin might see that actually this is really counterproductive.
Brinkman.
Counterproductive if we're in the realm of, you know, again, I hold that conversation will prevail. I think there's not much that genuine conversation can't remedy communication, man. I know that our two nations have done a, you know, I mean, we haven't blown each other up yet. We made it through, you know, everything we have. Hello, Allie.
Hi. Sorry.
Oh, you good? And so we're gonna make it through this. I know it. I got a feeling. I'm hoping. I'm keeping faith alive that, you know, I'm sure the news is going to probably bloat it as much as they can, but I'm here to stay calm, guys. You're not going to hear any doomsaying from this guy. I don't think we're going to. And even if we do go to war with Russia again, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. And we'll talk about it when we cross that bridge, but I don't think we'll ever make it across that. I think we've done a spectacular job of on both sides. You know, there's been times that I talked about earlier where Russia's had plenty of opportunity to, you know, nuke the shit out of us because of a miscommunication with when we were going to launch a rocket, and they caught it on their heat signatures, and they could have, you know, done what they were told to do, and it went as high up as it could, and they said, no, surely America wouldn't. And just see, you know, I realize the MacGuffin in this whole thing is Ukraine, and that's you know, I'd love to hear.
Been here before, though, right?
Yeah, I'd love to hear from any Ukrainian Murkies. You know, what you got going on. What do you think? What's it like being your eyes on the ground? I'd love to know more about your perspective if you're Ukrainian. Yeah.
I know that having a furry, purry cat is really calming to the nerves too.
Yeah.
So if you can get a critter.
Oh yeah, and anybody out there needs a cat. I know that Special Guest has a dope cat for stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm allergic to cats, so I can't. I snuggle the best I can, but I gotta kind of take an allergy pill first. But
you'd have a challenge with mine, who's I think part koala.
Oh.
Or something.
Yeah. But you know, I'm gonna hold as tight as I can on to the hope and faith that conversation will prevail between America and U.S. and any escalation therein. See where Sky News is getting.
Yes, I think the UK, with the battle group in Estonia, is doing the right thing. It would be useful to illustrate how we can support that battle group in Estonia, which sits on the border with Russia and has a long history of confrontation there. And we should play our part. This is a time when NATO, as an alliance, has to do what it says on the tin and stand up for the alliance as a whole.
Has the withdrawal, disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, signalled a shift away, some might say, from Western military intervention and thus emboldened Putin?
So I think it did. I think it showed that
just re-announce the casting of Captain Marvel and have the entirety of the manosphere go fight each other in a war and just say we did it and just say it was a war. So we just get that rotten nonsense out of here. You all right? It sounds like you're messing around on a desk or something, Allie.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to get headphones on so I'm less annoying. I'll mute myself.
The Western stomach for enduring a tough fight is less, but we also need to be very clear in distinguishing between a campaign like Afghanistan, which was by any standards discretionary and a long way away from home, and what we're looking at now, which is a direct existential threat to our security, our values, our interests, and our prosperity on the border of our principal alliance, NATO. This is wholly different, and therefore the response will be wholly different.
What's your best guess at the moment, given
so my best guess at the moment,
chess pieces are?
So it's clear that Russian forces are being positioned so that they could execute an invasion at short notice. They're not there yet. The forces that are deployed give Mr. Putin options as to whether he tries to launch a dash to encircle Kiev from Belarus, or whether, perhaps more likely, he puts Russian forces into the Donbass, or whether, perhaps more extraordinarily, he invades Ukraine and tries to get as far as Odessa. All of those options are militarily being put in place. However, he must now be thinking really hard about the price Russia would pay. And the absolute key to this is Mr. Putin must think that if he invades Ukraine, it strengthens his regime. We need to make it clear to him that the effect an invasion would have on the Russian people and how they feel about Mr. Putin would be absolutely the reverse. And he must see that invading Ukraine could lead to serious questions about the longevity of his regime. And at that point, I think he'd be prudent to stop.
I don't know if it would affect the longevity of his regime, though.
Thank you. Well, Sky News has been on the front line with Ukrainian forces.
I think I don't know if it would affect his regime, though.
And our correspondent Stuart Ramsey spoke to British men who joined the Ukrainian army.
The guys know I'm not, a war tourist or a war junkie, and I'm with an organised unit, I'm with the government, and I'm with a contracted soldier. So I've integrated, so they know I'm not just, like I said, just sitting around and going to go home at the end of it. I've been here, my family's here. My family's 15 kilometres. I can hear the shelling from my front room. If they come across the border, we're outgunned. We haven't got air superiority. We don't have a naval fleet, a very strong naval fleet. But Ukrainians fight, so we'll give them a bloody nose, that's for sure.
Well, you can watch Stuart's full report on the Sky News app, on mobile or online.
Oh, man.
And coming up, speaking to the chief exec of Heathrow Airport, as new COVID-19 rules mean travellers arriving in England will no longer need a test of any sort, really, from the 11th of February.
All right. You gonna make me mute you, Sky News? They might hit you back with that, you never know. Let me hit you with some.
One in 2013 and one in the 90s. And when I did had the breakdown in 2013, 2014, nature and photography just helped me so much. Just getting out and being surrounded with nature, it's just takes your mind off things. And it was kind of a building block. I was off work for 10 months and it just helped me so much in my recovery.
I've been out of work for a minute
and since then I've been saying to people, go out.
I know,
you
same.
Don't have to, even with a camera, just get out into nature.
I'm excited for the booster. I'm gonna go get something.
It really is good for you.
Oh, good.
I take robins.
Yeah, I keep getting little things. I need to get a big thing.
Little egrets. Anything that kind of pops across my path, really.
But it'll
I just
happen when
love
it's
being
supposed to. I
immersed
just
in
have
it. It's
to
just
know,
so good.
trust that. Keep trying.
I've kind of been on a mission for the
It'll
last
happen.
sort of like 3 years.
Yeah.
To say to people like, nature help me, can help you too.
I feel like with
I received the
employment,
letters today, Attenborough. I've done
it can be really convenient for me to say that I fall into a job pretty easy, or I have places ask me to come back, and I'll fall into, so I can say that. But I'm from a small community, but I'm out here in the big city now, so I'm starting from nothing. I got no connections, I got no hookups. I can't call a homeboy and be like, hey, give me the job. Everyone's like, hey, where's that vaccine card? And I'm like, oh shit, I don't have it. I'll get it.
If you're working remote.
Yeah. What up, Brian? But yeah, working remote. Yeah, no, nothing I do is in the realm of working remote, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Everything about my life was involved something that was the opposite of remote. I've been a handyman. I've managed kitchens. I've worked in kitchens. I worked every position in a kitchen. Done a little bit of everything, like side gigging while I was doing entertainment. So I've been a musician since I was a kid. I've been playing bars since I was 15, 16, and everything about my life was like, there's no more shows to play. There's no more, there's not a lot you can really do. Yeah.
Or marketing for those places. So that's
Yeah, Brian, we're in the actual Discord right now, but it's at the very bottom of my website, MURKradio.
You have an actual Discord.
Yeah, MURKradio.card. Link shouldn't have expired. People were just using it, so yeah. Very bottom, it'll be the Discord little icon at the bottom. The very, very bottom, there'll be a series of little icons on my website. There'll be like a Twitch icon and probably a Twitter icon. One of them will be the Discord icon. Click on that Discord icon, it should take you in. If not, if we got anybody slick with it, I don't actually have access to I guess I could. Let me see if I can share the link real quick. Let me hit play on this while I do that.
I've been featured in the Country Life magazine and the Guardian newspaper. I've done talkable for university, and I've got quite a number of celebrities that follow me on Twitter.
Oh, my
I
phone
kind of
is
set
dead.
myself a role. It was like, when you go to work, you set yourself a time, you get out of bed, you go to work. Well, I did that, and
Welcome
it was like
to the
a
Discord,
building
my
block
friend.
of getting me back to where I am now. You really, it is hard to start with, but it's well worth it. It's so good for you, honestly. I mean, I say to anyone, just get out into nature. It doesn't have to be like I'm at Blatchford Lakes in Hampshire now, but it could just be around your local park. There's always a green space to see something, a robin, a great tit, and just being amongst it. It's just so relaxing.
That's
It's a
hilarious.
distraction from what's going around in your mind.
Oh yeah, we've had some new blood roll in. What is this at?
Because I get to do something that is contributing to a better future.
Is it though? I'm just kidding. I'm sure. Yeah, no, I'm all about alternative energy. I hate combustion.
But wait.
Like fun fact about me, I hate combustion as a form of energy in any way. Cars, fucking stupid. Guns, fucking stupid. Running shit off of explosions is stupid, in my opinion. I think we could surely build something better. Guns, I'm pro-gun, guys. You guys know I'm anti-prohibition anything. While I am center-left and you're tuning into a leftist program, I'm pro-gun. So I'm also in a state that's open carry, so it's easy for me to say shit like that. There's like as lax gun laws as possible where I'm at.
You're a prohibitionist of prohibition.
Saying you don't have permissions to chat on this channel. I left those discords that don't allow me to chat. Brian, my channel, you have to be a member for I think so many minutes, and then you can chat in the Discord, just so we can rule out any bot accounts and spam
I think
accounts.
it's just that welcome is the one.
Yeah, maybe try to go through.
You can't talk in.
Yeah. Some of them you have to be a member for a while or whatever before you can actually chat. I think we had it set like that for a little bit, but yeah, you should be at a nice, easy period. We're in between kind of true crime stories, so that's when things get crazy, and my Discord is when I'm covering true crime. So, welcome.
All those racy topics.
Well, true crime gets... Yeah, it gets the views.
Crimey and grimy.
Fun. I just don't have the. I think maybe I'm a little too rational and calm, or the opposite to cover it.
Mm-hmm.
I hold that every human has the right to be duplicitous, and I can be that way. I can be that way hard.
It's depressing, and yeah, if it's all you cover, especially.
Yeah. Oh, you do horror fiction audiobooks on your YouTube channel. Right on, Brian. That's awesome. Cool. Horror fiction. I bet you John B, our murky John B, frequent voice on the channel. I bet you he would really dig what you got going on.
He could get down on that for sure.
Yeah. Brian, just to let you know, in the stream pings, you can share any links you have going on in the we have another share page. I forget the name of it. I'll make just another I need to make a share your ish page. I thought we had one, but I think it would disappear.
You have one. Link your everything.
Link your everything? Oh yeah, link your everything. Yeah. Drop
At least that's what I thought that was.
Yeah. Be sure to share your art, share what you got going on, share your YouTube page. I'm all about that. I'm all about
what you had for lunch. You want to hear that?
Yeah. Unless you're doing some Paul Joseph Watson shit or some shit that just attracts the opposite of the crowd I'm trying to attract, then I'm bouncing, but you'll know if that's the problem.
Right.
Like if you post like, wow, women are garbage and they'll link your everything, like you're not going to stay long, dude.
Probably find that out real quick.
Yeah, I know some people like that, but yeah, we got a manosphere troll that still peruses. You'll see the same lonely
Really?
fuck. Oh, same lonely fuck.
Nice.
Pop in and be like, have you tried the red pill? Do you like the manosphere? No, I'm not. I'm a fucking center left feminist, dude.
Yeah.
Like, hell no, dude.
You may not fit in here.
Yeah, hell no, dude. I'm at some point gonna release a series of rants breaking down my issues with the manosphere and some of their some of their nonsense rhetoric. You know, there's things that they hold ideologically that's just they don't realize is hypocritical to what they've just said within that group. It's crazy. Brian, all the lonely people. Yeah, no, it's sad. And again, I'm pro artist. I want to know what you're making. I want to see what you're up to. If you've edited something you're proud of.
Creativity.
Yeah, I'm all for it. And in the era of COVID, it's so hard for a lot of people to move on creatively. A lot of people have entered a stagnation, and I think we can feel that in the media that's coming out. The fact that the Spider-Man film did as well as it did was surprising to me, And so I'm all about creation, man. It's hard right now to do it, and you never know when that might inspire somebody to get off their ass and get something done. Shout out Rex84, special guest, has a YouTube channel, guys. All the love in the world, a special guest right now. I think he's got, I'm not sure what's going on. I think he might be taking a small break from his channel, but he just launched it and it's going, and he's dropping news on there. And I hope we get some more. He's dropping it in a very interesting format. I love the format of his show, or of his channel. It's like this kind of retro Mac vibe. But again, Rex84 on YouTube, guys. It'll look like some retro Macintosh stuff. Throw a subscribe. I'll try to get the link in the description, particularly if he's on the show in the coming days. Again, I think he might be taking a quick break from social media, but love him to death, and everybody check out that channel. It's gonna be great. And dude has, for the sake of entertainment, researched some pretty crazy topics. And that's
he's a great speaker, presenter.
And he really is. And so I'm excited to see all of his hard work and all of his effort and all of his creative talent really solidify in that channel. I got a really good feeling about Rex84, and I hope that some people really like it. And if you maybe want an alternative to the things, or if maybe there's like a more complex topic that I didn't cover, I bet you he does.
He goes deep on conspiracy stuff if you guys like that. It is very interesting. He just tells stories. He's a good storyteller, tells it in compelling ways.
One of the best
interested.
One of the best I've ever met, in my opinion. And his channel is, again, I'm excited. It's, for the most part, I think text-based, and he's putting like songs made with a retro kind of digital synthesizer kind of vibe. You check it out. I'll play some Rex84 soon. I want to do it on a stream where I got at least double digits in the viewers, and then I'll probably make sure I'm shouting them out hard. But
yeah, sounds good. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, but I'm pumped about it. Yeah, but again, just another, like, I'll if I like what you got going on too, man, I'll talk about it endlessly. Krama Mama seems to be popping off. Her numbers are looking better and better every day, man.
Oh my god,
that
she's
channel's
killing it.
popping.
Yeah, I kind of stepped back a little bit from that because it's like the depressing vibe, we were talking about. But
it's a lot. It's true crime, and like I was saying, true crime is a lot, and it's hard to stomach, and it's hard to do as a full-time channel vibe.
Right.
I couldn't do true crime full-time. I couldn't. I can't.
I'm just contributing some stuff to them once in a while, and I like it better that way. I don't need to be on every night.
Yeah. I like it when
with this topic.
I like it when we have something that can really spark a lot of conversation on the channel and in the Discord, like a really big one. And there's almost no, like if I was to do true crime full time, I would be forcing some stories on people, and that's just not me. Like I want it to be new people have rolled into the Discord because a stream popped off while we were covering something, like like it has 2-3 times in the past now. Like it's a strange relationship MURKradio has with true crime now. Like this channel has a strange relationship with true crime.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do if they were honest about it. If they got real with themselves about why they like it and what it does to them and if it's good or bad. And I think that's my whole deal is I probably because I was a media studies major, I just am looking at kind of the big picture of it and seeing the trends and the changing of this kind of gonzo style journalism almost and activists or protesters or whatever and YouTubers going real life and then crime victims and suspects going YouTube, social media. It's very interesting. I think I was telling you before, and I thinking about those things, the future.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Brian asks in the chat, he mentions that he's reads up on serial killers and stuff like that. He had a serial killer documentary phase. I go through that all the time.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, you guys will see those pop up in the new reviews playlist. I'm sure, I'll probably review serial killer documentaries and stuff as I find them. I love it. I do love spooky content. Again, it's hard for me to find a permanent lane like that, though. That's why I've kind of, I think I've solidified into a news, views, rants, and reviews. So that's what we do here at MURKradio. News, views, rants, and reviews. It even rhymes. I think I found it. I think I found the form. It's what we do. I clip it out of the live streams, and
good.
If not, I'll shoot it in post, or I'll shoot it after a stream, and really just make sure the streams. Cool. The only point of the streams really is to watch news with the Murkies, talk to everybody, get everybody's opinion, and we will all kind of wait for that next big thing to pop off that we all want to talk about. Wait for those planets to align where the whole MURKradio crew can be in here 12 strong in a Discord or whatever, Which
I saw you were making music the other night and I missed it. What happened there? I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
I'm still perfecting how to do a music stream where I can just pop it up. Really what I do is I'm a music producer. I prefer to be a behind the scenes guy 100%. I would rather edit content and I'd rather be Jamie pull that up than Joe Rogan. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be Jamie than Joe. And so I want to do a stream and I think how I could reasonably keep doing a stream and really expose myself as an artist is to do a stream where I finally kind of let my own anxieties out and just let you guys see the creative process. Let you guys hear the off notes. Let everybody who might happen to be a fan of the music check it out, because Murk as a musical project is the most successful musical project I've ever had. And
so cool.
It has its own separate from the YouTube channel following. It's its own creature. Murk as a musical entity and Murk on iTunes, Murk on Spot, all of that's its own.
It's a brand.
Yeah, it's its own creature. That's just a royalty check that rolls in. At this point, the music side of things, I release things for aggregation. It gets put on all the streaming platforms and music download platforms, and
that's awesome.
I collect a check, and the fans happen, and it's nice. I have what I feel like is a healthy relationship with the musical side of it, and moving into character driven YouTube stuff is weird. Let's see, but I feel like I'm getting the hang of it. But it's interesting. It draws two different types of this is very much interaction driven and engagement driven. where, you know, music is, I can just release music. I was silent for a decade. I could just release music for...
It's rad.
Brian Farrell says in the chat, you should check out DES starring ex-Doctor Who David Tennant as serial killer Dennis Nielsen. Excellent performance. That's been on my list for a minute, Brian. I watched the most recent, I want to say Netflix documentary, where they pull the audio tapes from Dennis Nielsen. Endlessly fascinating story there. You know, anytime you have something like cannibalism and things like this show up, you know. I also love David Tennant. I'm a big Doctor Who fan. Big Doctor Who fan. You know, I know a lot of people don't like the new Doctor Who. I'm kind of in that demographic. But, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not... Jodie Whittaker isn't my problem with the new Doctor Who. David Chibnall, the writer, the showrunner, is my problem with the new Doctor Who series. But Peter Capaldi, probably my favorite Doctor, followed by Tom Baker, going back to the OG stuff. You know, a lot of people love, a lot of people love Doctor Who, but not Jodie. Gotcha. Yeah, Brian, that's fair. You know, a lot of people aren't into the acting. She kind of has this, Manchesterian accent. Debbie could probably tell me better. I'm still getting some weird room noise from you, Allie. Do you have your noise suppression on?
I will check.
I think I'm hearing you scroll with your mouse or something.
Oh, wow. It's that sensitive.
You're hella loud right now.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
I can't even hear it. Well, yeah.
But if you turn on like the crisper noise suppression, it should cut out all your room noise and stuff. We got some more. We got the weather in the world. We got global weather, gang. It's weather everywhere. Yeah, it kind of got cold here. I'm in the desert. It's like 30 something. Brian clarifies his death. He doesn't dislike Jodie Whittaker as Doctor Who. It's not because she's a female doctor. Yeah, it has nothing to do with Jodie Whittaker being a female. Yeah, they do try to push agendas. I mean, I feel like you're not, but Doctor Who always has, though. That's the thing about sci-fi, that, you know, people like Geeks and Gamers, dude, Geeks and Gamers is the worst about this. Geeks and Gamers straight lied about the new Spider-Man movie, pushing agendas and shit. Like, it's not pushing agendas. And COVID didn't, like, he's trying to, Geeks and Gamers and people like that, or like the misogyny nerd world is trying to use the success of Spider-Man to say that like COVID's not the reason some of the past, like the last 12 releases during the pandemic have been shit, which yeah, some of those movies have been shit, but no, Spider-Man's just a banger, dude. Spider-Man's just a banger. I like that you're not like that, Brian. I don't like that kind of nerd. And again, I'm a nerd, but I don't mind girls playing with my action figures, dude. I grew up with sisters. I don't mind. I love female casting. I love it when they change things around. You know, I love it when they change casting. Doesn't bother me. Oh yeah, I can hear you. Let me get you up a little bit louder now. You got the noise suppression. Oh hell yeah.
Is that with the mouse and all that? No.
Oh yeah.
I think I fixed it.
Yeah. Definitely better. I was hearing something.
Yeah, sorry. I think putting the headphones on messed with all my settings.
Oh, you're Gucci.
Yeah. I spent one summer listening to the Jodie Arias trial, speaking to Jodie, and getting into like phases of killers.
Oh yeah. She's I never spent too long on Jodie in particular, but I'm more into some of the more famous serial killers. You know, the shit you'd see on Mindhunter or something like that. You know,
That trial, her on the stand lying so bold-faced and getting caught in it and trying to bob and weave. It was so interesting to watch, really. I don't know how you could do that for that long. She spent like a record number of days on the stand. It was insane.
Yeah. Yo, shout out Brian Farrell in the chat. Yo, Sylvester McCoy. What that, the Seventh Doctor or something like that? It's Sylvester McCoy played the Spoons, man. Underrated Doctor Who. Underrated Doctor in Doctor Who, man. That's a good doctor right there. I like Sylvester McCoy. Sorry. Shout out Brian. You good.
Why isn't Brian in our Discord? I don't know these things you all speak of.
Oh,
But I
Doctor
did-
Who. Doctor Who. If you haven't watched Doctor Who, Allie, you should watch Doctor Who. Let's see, you'd probably dig on the David Tennant era, follow that into the Matt Smith, and into Peter Capaldi. The different actors play the Doctor. The Doctor is a time-traveling alien. He looks like a human, but he has two hearts. He has a broken time machine that looks like a police telephone box. And yeah, he's one of my favorite
That's
fictional
why I didn't watch
characters.
it.
You know, my favorite fictional
I
characters.
don't watch fiction, but yeah.
This guy goes into battle sometimes with nothing but two hearts and a screwdriver. That's not even a joke. He has a sonic screwdriver. That's his tool.
Is he like Inspector Gadget? I liked him.
Yeah. Oh, Brian Farrell liked McCoy's outfit with the question mark umbrella. I thought that was cool. I love it in modern Doctor Who where they shout out, like any previous era. You know, the Tom Baker scarf is iconic, but like you'll see like in the Capaldi era in particular, right before Stephen Moffat left that show, you saw him really pull some props from back in the day, like Sylvester McCoy's umbrella, the lapels from the blonde man, Davidson, I want to say. I'm fond of the Fifth Doctor. Now, he had so many companions. Oh, look at that kitty. Yeah, like 1,000 companions, but like that TARDIS was full, but with the Fifth Doctor's companions. But the drip was undeniable. He wore a polo outfit. It was slick, dude. Yeah. Oh, I used to have specifically the Tom Baker scarf. Ex-wife has it now. My baby mama has it. It's fine. It doesn't get cold here, so whatever. Yeah. What did I say? Cricket? Did I say cricket? Did I say, what did I say? Different sport? Did I say squash or some shit? Polo? I said polo. I meant cricket. Did I say fucking polo? I might have said polo outfit. It's not a polo outfit. Retraction. Didn't kind of weigh.
It's never called when you have a cat scarf.
Oh no. Oh no. Not a living, breathing kitty cat. The Hunt True Crime. Yeah, no, I don't have it in me. I'm not interested enough in one topic, I think, to be like that again. I gotta kind of have a good time.
Yep. I'm gonna contribute when I have something, but I don't want to do it every single day of my life. So
Yeah, no, I feel you. Brian says, Colin Davidson, that's the name. Yeah, thank you, Brian. Was it Brian asked earlier if we're if we've done some paranormal stuff on the channel. I've dipped into it. Arianthe, my cousin, my sister from another mister, Arianthe, frequent voice on the show, man. She all about some paranormal, dude. Kind of runs she's the paranormal mama in my opinion. As a murky mystic mama, and paranormal stuff. It's just the news on it is either like it's, you know, you either go National Enquirer with it, or you kind of wait for something to pop off.
yeah, I guess. And have you heard of psychic Reverend Donna Serafina?
That sounds hella familiar, but no image.
She was able to. She's a reverend and a psychic, obviously, and she was the one who kind of. Most people know her from the Val Daybell, locating where the children.
Oh
yeah. And all that.
Oh yeah.
She basically nailed Brian Laundrie and Gabby's too.
Okay.
From what just came out, because she said it was not just what they said initially, and so everybody thought she was wrong until just recently. And then she was like, "See, told you."
Okay.
She didn't really do a victory dance or anything, I don't think, but I bet in her mind she did.
Let's see. Brian says John Hurt was as good as old Doctor. Hey, just real quick, John Hurt was fantastic as the Doctor of War. I loved that story arc. I don't care if it got sloppy. Stephen Moffat's sloppy. If you're watching Stephen Moffat's writing, it's gonna get sloppy. It's fine. Just gotta go with it. River Song, what's up? I just recently rewatched the ending, like the end of the River Song arc with Peter Capaldi and Trenzalore. Oh, it's not Trenzalore. It's the Singing Towers of whatever. But it's so good, so good. Allie, you got to check this show out. Sorry, we're being some sci-fi nerds in the chat. I love Doctor Who.
It's fine.
It's a British sci-fi.
I'm not a fiction person my whole life, pretty much, just because there's so much interesting in real life. I just never feel the need side of it. But I do sometimes. I just don't seek it out, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I'm a big nerd. Comic books, fiction has been something I've loved since I was a kid. Since I realized you could do the same thing someone like Salvador Dali does to someone's perception of a situation with words. Fiction is for me everything. I'm a creative. There's a lot of songs I have released that had lyrics that never got recorded, that I wrote. This is fiction for the most part. I don't necessarily put myself in lyrical content unless it's like Murk as a character.
Like an alter ego type.
Well, that's what this channel is, really. I'm not, it's not my name, but
right.
Yeah.
Lots of performers I hear do that, as even entrepreneurs. Sometimes they put themselves as, or if they see themselves as like an alter ego version for certain tasks, etc.
Oh yeah.
It works.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, behind the character, no matter how crazy or ranty or calm or duplicitous or divisive I may seem, there's a businessman behind it. At the end of the day, that's I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it for a long time.
Like MGL.
Yeah, been doing it for a long time. She's just like that too. No, her and I are unusually alike. She's in some heat right now. There's a dude named Crude AF who I have recently followed on YouTube on my alternate account. And I pop into his live streams. He has made a live stream living off of talking on her.
She knows.
And he has my exact, we have the exact same setup. He's got the chair. We're both.
Reminds me of you a little bit.
Yeah, we're both Southern hippies. Like I saw him and I was like, "Oh, cool. We're birds of a feather, him and I." And then I got in there and I was like, "It's just bashing Molly Go Lightly." And I was like, this is where all my murkies that didn't like Molly Go Lightly went.
Right.
That's fine. You can have them. I'm gonna keep the dialogue open for Molly because I would love to have her on the stream one day.
She went on, have you seen Dolly Vision ever? He kind of does the late night talk show thing on YouTube. Yeah, and she got summoned to come on his panel, I think last night or 2 nights ago, and it was hilarious. He's like the weed smoking kind of Southern guy, but like shorter hair and, kind of been doing commentary for a while.
Yeah.
And he was just like, he basically summoned her because he does rip on her quite a bit, but he was like, but I'm willing to give it a shot. I mean, we'd be the Ollies because he's got Dolly Vision as his brand and Molly Go Lightly. So we'd be the Ollie couple. And, let's just see if we could be the power couple of YouTube, the drama. And so she goes on there and then totally endears herself to him as expected. She just is. She's kind of got something that is hard to deny when you're speaking with her, as I know you found too, because she kind of sideswiped us.
Molly got real with me too. Like she was just like, she was. I will always remember that conversation, and I've written down on my notepad probably 3 different times in the last week a note to make a "What are you doing, Aunt Molly" video. She's
Well,
been
now
doing
she's
some
stepped
pretty.
away from that crew, I think it sounds like, or they're breaking up that Heels on the Ground kind of crew.
Okay,
At least
good.
the
That
KLR
should for legal
guy.
reasons. It sounds like maybe some
Andre.
people. It sounds like maybe they spread some COVID around unintentionally too, and that's really what was my fear from the jump with Molly was, you're going and doing all these things during the pandemic, Aunt Molly, and again, I respect the flow. I get your job. I get what you're doing. I get your personality. Like, look, we're both Big Juicy in the club. I'm not gonna argue with her over who was Big Juicy first, but I feel for him. But so I couldn't imagine. I won't lie. My takeaway, I'm going to stay subscribed. Hopefully this stream doesn't get Crude AF's attention and get me blocked on. No, I'm following on my alt. He won't find me. I follow him. I like him. I feel a little bad for him because I felt like for the sake of money and gain, maybe I'm wrong about this. He stayed in that lane, and it's because of audience demand. And I wish maybe
over it, though, I think.
Yeah, I wish he knew. I wish he knew that made him a little closer to Molly than maybe he realizes. There's been several times this channel could have locked into one lane. I could still be like that Morris guy and make Brian Laundrie videos every week, but I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to. I
Not
don't.
be a critic your whole life. You could create too, and you have your own vibe.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
both.
and Crude looked just so tired the last stream I saw him in. Like, he just seemed tired, and
Getting old.
it's hard to have one focus that's the thing that you popped off for.
And it's negative.
And it's negative, and it's a negative thing. Like, I feel for him again. Like, I wish if he's ever down to do some collaborative content, or maybe me be a peaceful arbiter between a conversation between Aunt Molly and Crude. I want both parties to know if they ever see this. I mean
That'd be
that.
awesome.
This is a nice, calm space. We can talk, man.
Mm-hmm.
Aunt Molly will hit us with that late night call. I need that, Aunt Molly. I don't need you fired up. We're here to talk.
She did with Dolly Vision the other night, and it was hilarious.
We're here to talk for everybody's health, and it's because I care about the health of two content creators that I actually enjoy. I do like both of them, and I kind of hate that they both hate each other so much, and that he's locked himself into a lane of hating her. Yeah, and I hope whatever he moves on to next is dope. Again, I like the dude as a personality. There's been a few different people. Again, I've been exploring that other suggested searches. There's new people that watch the channel sometimes, and as they roll in with these new formats I try to see what else they watch. And I find a lot of people really similar to me. People like Xander Hall. People like Xander Hall or Vaush or, oh, Brian's in Scotland. Right on, Brian. Brian also says he's a fan of comic books. He's mostly British comic books and looks like horror comics. Yeah, I'm not. I'm.
Once.
Yeah,
That's all I got in common.
I had a very clear, up into my late teenage years, I was a big Marvel fan. Big Marvel fan. I would go any weekend I could to the comic book shop and get whatever I could. Normally in the realm of Marvel. When you're hitting through puberty, man, as a boy, Marvel's just where it's at, I'm telling you. But when I got older, man, I started getting into some Grant Morrison DC work. You get into that Grant Morrison, some real heady, almost psychedelic, no, definitely psychedelic, thought-expanding fiction, man. There's been some realizations I've made about myself through exploring the DC universe in particular that is truly insightful. Grant Morrison, a wizard. Alan Moore, a wizard. If it's got one of their names on it, I'll probably read it. Animal Man, right on, dude. Brian, yeah. Animal Man, yeah. We're birds of a feather, brother. That's my Scottish brother right there, I guess. Animal Man was dope, dude. Swamp Thing, Alan Moore Swamp Thing. Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol. Gerard Way's Doom Patrol is also really good. And the TV show, Doom Patrol, is fantastic. But sorry, Allie, yeah. We're comic book nerding, man. Full on. I love it. I'm trying to lean more into the entertainment things that I like on the show and talking about them, because I feel like I'm, I have a few friends that I'm, when some comic book news pops off, I'm the person they get a hold of, like, can you believe this happened? Or, hey, what the hell's up with this character? I'm like, oh, they're doing that character, like I know quite a bit. I'm fairly knowledgeable in the DC and Marvel universes.
Well, it's good to know who to go to. You the guy.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you too much about it. That's where I can go for a while. Even when I was being a quiet boy, I could probably rant online about how much I hate Chris Nolan and the third Batman film. Oh, look, we got Big Follows back, dude. Yeah, I'm all right. Text rhetoric, thank you though. Ooh, yeah, you're British or you're Scottish, so you get that. Brian's got that. He loves Judge Dredd. You and special guests would get along on that, dude. Let me tell you right now, Judge Dredd is dope. I do dig some Judge Dredd. Not necessarily my property, but anytime when you have like a UK character crossover, like there's been a couple strange events where you get Judge Dredd in like a DC event, because wasn't that like an Image or something? Wasn't that an independent publisher at first or something like that? Was it first? No, it wasn't First. Special guest, big fan of First Comics. Shout out Grimjack. One time special let me read his back issues of Grimjack. Boy, that's a good time. Yeah, Dredd versus Batman. Yeah, Brian, yes. Events like that are always hella fun. I always reach for stuff like that. I think it's cool. But the most fun thing for me is how, like, Marvel in particular goes out of their way to explain how this could canonically happen. When it's like, dude, I'm here for a 2-page beat 'em up. You don't necessarily have to go that hard with the science, Marvel, but hell yeah. But hell yeah. Man, ABC's back on vacation day, dude. They're just playing it in a loop. Like, dude, no one's going on vacation. I mean, maybe. Vacation, I don't know. Be careful if you are. What do we got right here? We'll grab a puff real quick and let me turn this volume up.
Following them to the car park. A study has found that more than 30 deaths caused by COVID, for every 30 deaths, I should say, caused by COVID, at least one other person died from another condition who could have been saved under normal circumstances. Research at Warwick's University have found that an increase in preventable non-COVID deaths is driven by patients who need urgent care, but certainly needed it, but who did not receive it. And the latest COVID figures for you. There have been since yesterday 88,500 new cases in the UK in the last 24-hour period. Another 56 people have sadly died. That takes the number of deaths within 28 days of a positive test for COVID-19 to...
Just because I'm playing COVID statistics from the UK, guys, don't get upset. Stay calm. Everyone stay calm. If you feel
Freaking out, man.
Yeah, if you feel ill, quarantine, stay the fuck away from other people. Do your best to be a good human.
153,960.
Good advice.
Reports of huge queues of lorries at the port of Dover have been heard over recent...
And if you're not vaccinated and feel ill, stay away from me. I do not want COVID again. I don't even know if I can get it again. I don't want it any other form. I don't ever want it again. That was horrible.
Weeks with Brexit taking the blame for the delays. But is that right? Let's speak now to the CEO of the Port of Dover. That's Doug Bannister. Hi, Doug. Thanks for joining us on the programme this morning. Tell us about these queues. I've seen images of them on Twitter. Lots of people have been messaging me saying, what on earth's going on, Kay? Get the man in charge on. Well, here you are. Tell me what's happening.
Great. Good morning, Kay. So during this period of time in January,
that was really sad, Brian.
We undertake.
I actually know about Dunblane.
Yeah. So we've got 3 ferries.
Yeah. I want to say I know about Dunblane. I think I know what you're talking about.
20%. also, we're undertaking some maintenance work in
Again, I'll ingest some true crime. It's just hard for me to make true crime content all the time.
Checks have come in, that there's been an increase in the amount of transaction time or the time it takes to clear through our check-ins, maybe from sort of 2 to 3 minutes up to 5 to 6 minutes, perhaps. But the queues that we're experiencing now are still within normal operating parameters. The so-called A20 TAP, or Traffic Access Protocol, is a rolling traffic management system that is primarily.
I'm sure this will work better than those Musk tunnels, dude. I'm not impressed by what Elon Musk has rolled out with those tunnels. Out of the billions of times that dude, it feels like that dude has impressed me. Those tunnels, not one of them. Not one of those times.
Primary purpose is to keep the town of Dover clear.
Look at this track, God dang.
Okay.
Dude. Hey, that's probably where Rich's hoodie is, dude. Yo, shout out Rich and who else was it? I sent 4 hoodies out from the merch raffle, from the Super Chat merch raffle. And 2 made it. 2 are still fucking pending. I bet you it's got something to do with this business. Oh yeah, I love Doctor Who. And yeah, there's a lot in the realm of fiction I love to talk about. Fictional universes, that's how I video game. I just kind of build headcanon universes and let AIs do their thing on a Paradox game like Crusader Kings or Stellaris. I can be a pretty boring gamer. So all my gaming is done on Lux's stream.
No. Lots of people are saying it's because of Brexit. You're saying about 20% of it is because of these ferries that are out for a refit. What percentage is because of Brexit?
Oh, it's not easy. It's not something that you can necessarily put a percentage
I have
of
a
the
little
queues on. I think
exciting
it's
news, actually.
Ooh, Asimov. I like Asimov. Foundation, dude.
And it's about
Have you seen any of the Foundation adaptation? Let me know in the chat, bro. Ray Bradbury for sure, dude. Asimov in particular. I'm fascinated to see the Foundation series. One of my most, one of my last Stellaris campaigns was I rebuilt the Foundation series and had all 3 foundations in the universe, and it was, I built it,
a mile it stretches back. Now that's about 100 trucks, which is about just about a single ferry load. So in terms of the amount of impact, we can clear that with one sailing, and we'll have 40 or 50 sailings today. So it's
Have
a
you
part
ever
of the normal
seen
operation.
stuff like this, Mark?
Okay, I'll have to press you.
1 second. My time mix. Maybe.
Like from the 60s.
Oh, dang. That's old school. That's old school. And my grandma will probably be like, oh, yeah, I've used that.
Yeah, I'm cleaning out, helping clean out my step grandma's house because she has dementia and we're having to move her into more, memory care and assisted living. But the cool part is that she's got a ton of antiques and vintage things in her basement. It's I don't know, it's like going in an antique shop, really. And there's all sorts of shit like that. She doesn't even drink. She's lived in this house for 50 years. And her husband has been dead for 40 years, and she's just been alone in this house. It's the house my stepdad grew up in. And so she's got all these relics of the past, and she never drank, and yet she has all these, from when he drank, her husband. It's just wild. I actually tried one of these once, and now I have all of them. But it's got to be so gross to have the Bloody Mary one. Because it's powdered everything,
Tomato powder.
And
Yeah.
you put in booze and water, and it's
Oof.
I just got that kind, but I did make a pussycat with it once, and it wasn't bad. It was just citric acid powder, basically.
Okay,
It's
yeah, that would hold up.
Yeah, it's a lot of these things are good for outer space. I feel like if they made it this long, this is from 1967, I think it was when I looked.
Fascinating. My mother's got an OG like Dukes of Hazzard lunchbox. My grandfather left behind quite a hoard of antiques when he passed.
Yeah. 67.
So I feel you. I've found stuff like that where you're like, oh wow. My grandfather My grandfather was a machinist and tool maker though, so sometimes you find some stuff and you're like, that is definitely a hazardous chemical that is eaten through the bottom of that container. It was stuff like that where you're like, oh, uh-oh.
I wouldn't advise more than one of these in maybe a week.
Yeah. One time I found a
Just
blue barrel of hydraulic fluid that had gone bad.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, why the hell he had that? I mean, no, I know why he had it, actually. Very handy in his line of work, but, you know. Brian says in the chat he just read the robot-related Asimov books. Blame Brexit for everything, if not blame COVID. Sorry, I shot you in the leg. I have COVID. There's a lot of stuff that the people are blaming COVID for a lot of things. It's gotten really hypocritical out there too, and a lot of people don't realize their points are feeding the opposite of what they want done.
The cool part of this story, Merc, though, just to end that part, is that they're letting me move in her house. So I'm moving out of my apartment that I've been in for like 8 years. And
That's dope.
so I cannot have rent for helping them clean it up and, kind of see if any of her stuff is worth anything. And so hopefully, because I've been like out of steady work for so long, it's such a relief to like have that while then I could maybe make some money back and stash some away, actually, because I'm just blowing through all my savings right now, basically.
Yeah, that's how the pandemics did that to a lot of people, and then when stimulus came, people were able to stash back, and then ended up having to blow it later on rent through the beginning of the Biden administration. It's been financially really weird for people, and this is why I hold that opinion of fucking stimulus. We need another stimulus.
I know. I keep waiting for your rant so I can tweet it.
Yeah, I'm going to do a dedicated stimulus rant. I'm gonna do a dedicated space rant. Looks like what's coming up next on the playlist is gonna be Waffle House and the COVID protests. Tough finding nice channels, chats, and people. Brian, I feel you there.
Cheers.
Yeah, Brian, you'll see me bounce people that don't flow with the vibe too, and if it ever feels like I've done something that you don't agree with bouncing somebody, feel free to reach out and ask for a deeper explanation as to why in my DMs in the Discord.
It usually makes sense. At least to me, it does.
Yeah. Well, and there's I've never lost, thank goodness, like too big of a string of people for bouncing one person that's just toxic or problematic. There's, I'm not a doomsayer. I don't like getting upset about the news. I watch the news to stay informed about the world and to use it as a jumping off point for my own independent research. Don't...
And to think critically about issues that come up. It's just healthy.
Exactly. And talk it out. There's me taking that position for a period of time seemed to draw a certain amount of people who thought it was a debate channel, and it's not a debate channel. It's like we're not doomsayers, period, on MURKradio. Even if we're doing a conspiracy podcast, the world's going to keep turning, and humans are still going to be around.
Because I was thinking about this when I was high the other night, actually, was like, how people get all conspiracy about stuff and they're like, well, what if it's all a plan? And it's like, so what? What if what if life is but a dream? Like, I don't know. There's always good and evil. There's a yin and a yang. I don't know. What if it is? So what? You still got to play it.
Well, I have, more than a couple of friends actually, over the years who have had kind of freakouts over stuff where it's like, wow, Dr. Baby, you still around? Who was one at Dr. Baby had a freak out one time, but it's like, it literally wouldn't matter if there was a conspiracy unless you were one specific person. That wasn't him. And it's like, well, what does it matter? It's not gonna affect you, dude. Price of cheese might go up. Price of gas might go up. You might have to hunker down for a little bit and tell your kids and grandkids how shitty it was. But we're gonna keep going. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be here. We're going nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm not a
I've got one friend that shoots me articles like that and is like, "You still want a kid one day?" And I'm always like, "Whoa, dude, I don't know. I want the option. Maybe if I wanted to, maybe I don't know."
It's still really unfortunate, in my opinion, that I've had to sometimes bite back as much as I have, having had a YouTube channel with some new people, only because it's, you know, it doesn't matter how many actual physical items I attach to something or how many words and different sequence I use. It's like, it's not a debate channel. I'm center left. I'm not part of a manosphere. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be.
I'm not 100% sold on anything. I could always, it's never like that.
Well, and I'm also duplicitous, and so I'm stubborn too. There's things I'm just setting my ways on. Like there's things I'm setting my ways on, and when I'm open to change, it'll be obvious, and there'll be a hole, and I'll find it and make it happen. But these things happen for me that happens because of me and my self-awareness. It's not
right.
And that's what I'm trying to pass along. Yeah.
And if you're not,
yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah, I'm not trying to build a platform for debates or manosphere talk or bullshit.
But it is interesting
you know?
to hear another perspective. As long as people don't get so personal about it, that's really, and it can be hard.
Yeah.
Especially with some of these topics.
Oh yeah. Well, and you know, some people have found something that has confirmed their bias in a way that hopefully didn't make them fearful, but confirmed a bias for them, and now they hold it as truth, and that's fine. I do that all the time. I do that on air all the time. But I'm not even saying be immediately open to change. I'm just saying, you know, read the room that you're in. Again, like I've had people pop in that have you know, names I could name that have bounced out of the Discord, that I've kicked out of the Discord, that it's like you're not actually paying attention to what it is that you're a part of. Like I'm a dude I'm a left-leaning dude that's watching the news and hanging out. I'm not a debate channel.
Yeah.
I'm not here to, you know,
take over the world one day. No, we're just
done. Yeah. Well, it's not, and it's not quite as it's not doomsayer or preachy. It's just let's watch the news. Just watching the news, man.
Having a level head about some shit sometimes.
Yep. Squeezing some content out of watching the world turn.
If you can do that and hang out and make a living, why wouldn't you?
Exactly. And it's I don't know. Again, I find it, I just think it's unfortunate. I hate that I've had to do that so many times. Not so many times, just a handful of times. It's like, man, shit.
There are channels for that kind of person, and it's just this ain't it.
Yeah. But you know, the minute you say open forum on something, people take that as like, oh, I can fucking show up and be a hoe. It's like, no.
I can pontificate.
No. Yeah, it's like, no, you can't. I don't know. Not here. I mean, not without me clapping back and being the loudest one. I'll clap the fuck back. It's me. I don't, you know, this is, you know, I have a hard time shutting the fuck up sometimes.
We all do.
What do we got going on Sky News? We got 11K people watching Sky News right now.
I suppose on that, on behalf of my viewers, and say, is any of it
not that high?
Man, oh hell no.
Certainly.
So 4 viewers, I
The
think.
introduction of the full customs checks.
No, I don't. It's gonna be hard to sometimes even break triple digits if I'm not talking about Brian Laundrie,
Right.
which is again like.
Or you're not MGL with her hysteria.
Yeah, see, like that's by design though. Like I don't want that element. Just like that's not me. That's not me all the time. That's like the Brian Laundrie case was the Brian Laundrie case. It was cool while it lasted. It's over. It'll be another big thing, I'm sure. Hopefully, I hope it's a tragedy that started over a fidget spinner. We can all speculate for days about the fidget spinner, what the kid was doing with it. Our fidget spinner is something we should let kids keep having. You know.
Like, should you sit and spin on a fidget spinner?
Yeah, there's a whole world out there, and yeah. So it's by design, like I have a dip and plays and stuff like that. But I had said before the dip and plays even happened, like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Y'all that stick around, I love you. You ride or dies, I'm into it.
Right.
Inside of a busy ferry
But
port with
I'm
moving traffic all the time, that's a safety risk that we just simply cannot allow.
Merc is but one of many art projects I have.
Designed specifically for vehicular
rad.
traffic through our ferry port.
I
That doesn't exist.
This
This is
is
coming
the most
9 months.
in-person one right now.
UK government to work with the French government,
Diversify,
wider
man.
in the European Union, to develop a process, come up with the technology, and give us the time to be able to test it.
I think it'd be cool if entertainment content that was edited took off, or if Try Not to Laughs or something like that. You know, I'm just gonna keep doing things that make me laugh while I'm doing it. Make me have like that I'm having a good time with.
That'd be rad.
In between having to dedicate my time to, like, you know, the big business.
But what we need to do now is see the results of those talks.
You know what I thought of that would be
Good to talk to you, Doug. Thank you very
cool
much
or
indeed,
interesting
for
would be like
joining us.
almost
Busy
like
few months ahead for you.
a
Much
treasure
appreciated.
hunt or like Where's Waldo type thing
Bit of levity for you.
that
If you're in one
creators
of those
or like
queues
Easter egg
and,
hidden
waiting
things
to get
that
across
creators
the
pass from
channel. I know
creator
lots
to
of you watch
creator.
us in cabs
You
and
know what I
trucks,
mean?
don't you? Good morning.
You have
We're,
to go find
Look at this.
where this next
Love
thing
this.
is to solve
It looks
this
like a three-headed
puzzle
cheetah,
or
doesn't it?
get to the
It's
end of this
not.
story. Or
The ARG situation. Yeah, we've covered a couple things that might have been ARGs on the stream in the past. An augmented reality game. Exactly what you're talking about. It's a genre of YouTube content, if you will, or digital content, if you will. An ARG is
yeah, tell me.
like on our playlist. If you check out the videos or any of the streams titled Playground with a 4 for the A. Playground is a series of creepy videos, but there's kind of clues and things you can deduce about the people in the videos, to the point it's you kind of have your own. But
yeah.
As far as I know, the jury is still out as to if Playground is even an ARG. It might just be something actually creepy, you know.
Yeah, and it would be cool if we had like there would like a creator kind of code about it, or even just a syndicate of creators that would send viewers back and forth to each other for different chapters of this, like choose your own adventure, almost scavenger hunt or something.
Oh yeah, well, I'm sure there'll be a MURKradio ARG at some point. I've been slowly leaving breadcrumbs for one anyway throughout the channel, if anyone's been paying enough attention.
No.
Sometimes, you know, things sometimes I leave breadcrumbs for that potentiality already. For an ARG in particular, ARGs seem really fun. You know, Merc's Gone Missing kind of ARG. Like, imagine that. Like, you've watched this stream, you've watched me, and I just disappear. Seems like a cult kidnapped me or something. Everyone's got to figure out what happened to me, you know. Speculate on watching it build. But Brian says that he did a little repeated vid of Ringo Starr and got about 7K views.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's you know, you can
you do song analysis?
Yeah, that's cool. Or he just repeated it, or he just pulled something and threw it on. I can do song analysis. Oh yeah.
Like rad. Break down a track and what you like and not like and what things are. I would love learning that sort of stuff.
Yeah, music reviews is where I started. A lot of Echo Chamber season 1 is gone now, but I posted a couple music related things back to the channel. I'm going to try to get as much of the beginning of Echo Chamber as I can. It started off with I had a show here that I would post on this channel called Echo Chamber that I do with special guests or Lux or just by myself. And that was the main premise, was music reviews or unsold television pilots.
It'd be cool if there was some takeaway for like the audience, like you're saying, like an ARG, like where you kind of build on your knowledge based on what you're kind of showing us that day. And then maybe by the end of the season, we'll see who can make a track based on what I kind of taught you or whatever. I don't know.
Oh yeah, well that's just gonna have to. You'd probably never necessarily see that much grand coordination out of me, only because it's you're dealing with the fluidness, the ocean of a YouTube audience. So it's not necessarily something you can kind of plan to work out like that. Like I can't rely on anybody to actually come through and be able to make a track with things I've laid out, because and that's not like lack of faith in the thing. It's just understanding the ebb and flow of working with the digital medium. There's only so much actual coordination you can logistically follow through
Not
with.
even expect it, and then just be like, well, at the end, who actually learned something? Who wants to come up and show me something that you learned or do something? I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be just fun.
Yeah, that's kind of what I already got going on. That's why I've got a place to share your content, and anybody's got questions, they can DM me and stuff like that. That's kind of what I got's going on. That's functionally the goal of the music stream, but really the music stream is also maybe to help me get some music commissions. I'd rather, I love teaching, but I'm not really a teacher. I sell a product. Commission me to make something. Commission me to make something. That's how I feel about it too. Like if I'm going to put grand coordination into something, it'll probably be here's where you can subscribe to lessons. On something like here's how to produce a track and the best content I've ever done kind of thing. Like it'd have to be like a Patreon thing or something like that.
I think if it was, to me, I like the informalness of it, that I could like cruise through several episodes on a playlist and then catch up to you guys if I got here late. That'd be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It just dips into coordination, planning, money, and that money. I have to have that money for it. There's like at the end of the day, if I put that much into something, it'd probably be something that, if you were going to actually learn something, if I'm going to teach you, if you want to learn how to play guitar or something, then I'll maybe at some point offer lessons or something digitally, but
that'd be cool, down the road for sure.
Yeah, but I do a lot of different types of editing and creative things, and I do a lot of it sometimes at one time. I'm ambidextrous, so I will program drums and edit art with both hands. And if you don't believe me, ask special guest. I literally work that fast sometimes.
If you just showed it, I think people are going to be like, whoa.
Yeah, so I think I'd just rather find a. The problem though with anything like that, Allie, is my technological capabilities. This is where we run into why it would have to be something that someone's commissioning or buying or paying, or I'd have to have a better setup. I don't have the setup to do it. I can do exactly I can do about exactly what I'm doing. This is the edge of the potentiality of the technology I got right now. So maybe one day in the future, when the funds are a little higher, the channel evolves, or I get some cameras to do some content, but by then I'm going to be doing, probably not lessons. I don't like teaching. I do like ARGs though, so I've been sprinkling through some fun potential fan fictions. There's some headcanon you can get going on. There's some little things you can kind of piece together as Murk as a character that is individual to Murk as a character for the YouTube channel. So I feel what you're saying. I'm kind of already, it's the plan.
Sounds like it. That was when I made up the name AllieCatails, was to literally wear a GoPro on these bartender conferences and shit. I would go to New Orleans and learn from the best of the best, and my idea was to just strap a GoPro to me and tell the AllieCatails of cocktails and tales.
Yeah.
Tales for days, but I never really did it, obviously, but it was a fun idea.
Yeah. See, that's another thing too. I always, there's a compromise when you're fishing for ideas and trying to make something happen. And one of the biggest compromises is knowing what you can actually accomplish. I've known a lot of people, musicians is really what I'm talking about here, because in the creative world, most of my communication has been with musicians. And I've watched endless musicians do the same thing, and I've done this to myself to the point I don't do this anymore, where I built an idea so grandiose,
Right.
so hard to fucking achieve, and it's going to take so much work. I've put 18 hours of, like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes there's projects that, like, you or someone else or a special guest will propose, and it's like, that's not doable. That's not actually doable. Like, that's not, like, I'm not actually going to do that because I can't, I'm not, that's just a lot of hours to spend on something when, yeah. And I'm somebody that you guys will notice. I do shit. I get it done, by hook or by crook and by myself a lot of the time. And so it's just, it is what it is. Sometimes with like the projects and the content, it's like, nah, I'm solo. So
I just like spouting ideas sometimes just because it opens my brain, and you don't get to do that much. And if you're not going to pursue it, like possibilities are exciting, I think.
Possibilities are exciting, but you can set yourself up for failure. You can set yourself up, especially if it's a project that you just, you have to find that compromise between knowing your limitations and getting it done. Oh, Barney's here. What up, Barney? All the way from Australia. Barney says, yo, just seen your stream and thought I would join. Love me a Murk stream. 7:55 p.m. in Australia. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah, dude.
Did you see what Brian said? Somebody bought him a mic and external hard drive and stuff. A subscriber, that's cool.
That's really sick. Special guest bought this mic. And, among many other things when it comes to the realm of like music production and things that we do to make things happen creatively, special guest is one of those. That's also one of the, it's so nice in a studio climate with him because you can have those compromises out loud. He can come at you with a grandiose idea or a riff that has maybe it's just a little too fast, or he's playing right at the edge of his ability, but I want him to play something that other people can learn to play. And he's hella good at making those compromises, and it's hard to know those. It's hard to know those. Like, it took me what I feel like is a genuine decade to understand when the idea I've started or the riff I've laid down or the song idea I've composed isn't doable. It's just not doable. Like, now I'm the kind of person that I sit down as often as I can at my studio equipment. I compose something, and if I don't like it immediately or it doesn't roll with me, I delete it. I move on. I move on. And then the next thing you know, within 2 years, I've got 5 releases on all major music platforms. I've got, enough of a solid, like, core fan base to start moving on to, other projects like a YouTube channel. So it's like there's a process I go through. You'll watch me do a lot. But when it comes to anything like with grand scale planning, I just don't have a team. I don't have a team. I don't have a. It's just not.
Get paid for it because people want to. You could have that here, like that microphone and.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And little things like that people just want to buy for you. That'd be rad.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that's that. Yeah. Well, and I would prefer people just bought a T-shirt or listen to the record. That's always normally what I propagate. Is I stay pretty firm on the like, I'll be probably late to the game on a Patreon or anything like that. I'll have to be at tens of thousands of subscribers to hit a Patreon up probably.
How to cash out that up,
Yeah.
That's how people do it.
Yeah. Oh well, I've got the donate button and the super chat and little incentives if anybody feels generous enough to super chat. It helps tremendously. Little things like you can leave a message on the ticker and I'll leave it up there. You can leave your super chat message up on the screen. Little things like that. I have a donate button with my PayPal attached to it. That helps tremendously. When people do hit it up, shout out Eric, I think was the last person to hit up the PayPal donations. I've got it set up to do it. It's there, it's here on screen and stuff. It's just where I like it to be is a transaction. I want you guys to get something. And so I got art.
Once you get a few people latched into your groove, then they just want to do stuff like that with you, for you. It's like part of the fun.
Yeah. I got to stop talking on air about finding a groove and running a channel, though, Allie. Only because this is the opposite of what people would tune in for. This is talking about making content is the opposite of making content. You know, I'm going to hit play on the news.
I give you, I'll tell you in the next hour, okay? Stay with me for the next hour. But it's something that is very, very, very easy to tell. You only know if you know. What do you make of our former Prime Minister's casual look? Exactly. Oh, David Cameron ridiculed on Twitter for wearing a tartan fleece. There he is. And
hold up. Do you guys see Cameron in his fleece? Look, I might grill him too. He looks like Dan from Roseanne. Ooh. Yo, we had a president wear a tan suit and it caused an uproar. What's gonna happen when we got Tim the Toolman Prime Minister rolling Cameron, dude? I love it. Oh, he's Scottish, unbelievably. I did not know that. Word, Brian.
And a baseball cap by the Culture Secretary Nadine Dorries, who claimed he looked like a ticket tout. That's in this morning's Daily Telegraph. And like the rest of us, he enjoyed Christmas. And in the Express, one big step for brave Arabella, 6-year-old who defied doctors who said she would never walk by taking her first steps. Good for her. See if we can get her on the show. I'm sure Laura will if she can. Born without a quadrip muscle in her legs, Arabella was told she would be wheelchair bound for life. She was having none of that. After travelling overseas for an operation, she's managed to take her first steps. And there she is. How proud are we of her? Can you imagine how her parents must have felt when she saw that happen? Well done you, Arabella. Good morning to you and your
he's
parents.
Not Scottish?
Quick look at the stories.
I thought Cameron was
this morning.
British.
Transport Secretary has told us he doesn't defend the Prime Minister and others.
From south of the island or something? Where's he from?
On his birthday in Downing Street during the first lockdown. Thousands of US troops have been put on standby, and Russian troops are being moved into Belarus as tensions grow between East and West over Ukraine. At least 6 football fans are believed to have died in a stampede outside a stadium in Cameroon during the Africa Cup of Nations.
Oh, yeah, Brian. Tony Blair was Scottish. Yeah, Cameron, I thought was more south of the island, or right? He's. Yeah.
Growing calls for the Prime Minister
Central?
to resign
He
after
got that
Downing
Manchester
Street
shit going
admitted
on.
that
I
an
don't
event
know.
was held inside Number 10, inside the Cabinet Office.
I love you, UK Murkies.
Cabinet room, where all the Cabinet Secretaries.
I've been up late because I've been nervous. And I want you UK Murkies, Brian, Hazel, Debbie. I know Debbie, you probably sleepins. I did the early AM stream for y'all. I dig it. I miss y'all tremendously. I love it. I love it so much. Just the UK's news. I love Parliament. I've talked about Black Rod on the stream. I laugh every time Black Rod shows up.
Celebrate Boris Johnson's birthday during the first COVID lockdown in June of 2020. The former Deputy Prime Minister, Lord Heseltine, is with us. Hello to you, my Lord. Thank you for joining us on the programme this morning. If you had been going past that room in June of 2020...
Barney, you have COVID? Oh, yeah. Oh, Discord is deaf? Oh, you're talking about... Yeah. Yeah, Allie, straight up. Barney, you have COVID? I'm sorry, brother. I had COVID too. It was horrible. We had Brovid. When Barney and I both have it, it's Brovid. Yeah. Yeah. No, you guys might notice our Discord. We're going to have some new people rolling in. Lux's video game stream is doing really good. Queen Lux, Queen spelled with a V instead of a U, all one word, on YouTube. That's where I play Destiny 2. And if you guys are rolling in here because you've caught me on Destiny 2, what's up, man? I do this too. I have a monetized YouTube channel where I do this, and I shill for BarkBox and Atlas VPN.
And you'd seen that going on, what would you have done?
Well,
I'm a cold shill with sponsors.
My answer to your question.
That's another thing that's hard to explain. When the channel shifted from popping off with like true crime to like being a proper monetized channel, it's like, nah, I'm not gonna stick with. I got sponsors and shit, and they know I'm not a true crime channel.
Anything like that question is that we must wait until Sue Gray reports and we have all the evidence in front of us. I think that once you call for an
Damn
inquiry,
straight, Allie. Yeah, we're moving to a little bit of a younger demo. I don't know if anyone's noticed.
The endless comments and the endless judgments are not
that's for Daddy.
Inquiry.
May I ask you this then, my lord? If it is proven in the fullness of time,
platform and medium anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's all happening.
Yeah. Well, and again, at the end of the day, I wasn't too happy with the Brian Laundrie outcome, like demographically. I just wasn't. It's not really me. It wasn't representative of me. I was too open with the channel as an open forum, and so people viewed it as a mirror as opposed to listening to anything I'm fucking saying. Like people popping into the Discord and just taking over, and it's like, dude, like, people like you, Erica, Arianthe, Justin. It's like we're having a conversation. You were listening to the stream before you popped in, and you're not just like waiting for your moment to hop in here and derail shit or be weird or make an old man joke, or like it just became too. I mean. It has attracted a type that I'm not particularly. It's about me. I don't really care for. But yeah, you guys will notice that
vibe that is to me has been the undertone all the time, and that's what I enjoy.
Yeah,
like
that's
kind of know what speed you're gonna be, and that speed is like comfortable, and it feels like a community online. It's that, and that's hard to find in this demographic right now. But I bet you anything that's where it's all moving towards, and you're ahead of it.
Yeah, I like that. I feel like I'm in, I see COVID having changed things permanently, and so I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing here for a minute, I think. Barney says he got the jab. Wait, no, I did not get the jab. I'm a bit behind that scene. Oh yeah, man. I'm full on pro-vax now. I'm pro-vax now. I would prefer it if anybody hanging out with me was vaccinated, just because I've had it. I had the virus, and being somebody that cares about the people around me, like I'm telling you, dude, when I tested positive, I was seeing homeless people's faces that I had bumped into on the street. You know what I mean? Like I was upset. I was upset that I had potentially spread it to other people because I had only had the first round. What up, Debbie? What up, Debbie? That's what I'm talking about. My UK Murkers. My UK Murkies, dude. My UK Murkies. It's my favorite. I love the UK so much, and I want to visit. And I'm so excited for COVID to go away so I can go visit the UK. Big trip I've been planning to take for forever. And I'm gonna make it happen. And I'll meet up with Deb. Probably come say hi to Brian. Made my way to Australia, say hi to a whole shitload of people. Barney, Goth Angel Tarot. I am up late. I've been up late lately. I should probably wind the stream down soon. I've been enjoying this conversation though.
It's fun to see you on this side of the day.
Yeah, I talked about it a lot on the stream. I'm bad with the schedule. I'm hard at keeping a schedule. I've had to be what I need to be to make shit work for a long time. And I've worked night shifts, I've worked overnights, I've worked day shifts. And my body now at 30 years old just kind of floats sometimes. Like there's days where maybe I only need like a 48-hour stretch where I only need 4 hours of sleep, and or my disease causes a lot of pain with sleeping and stuff like that. It's been particularly hard to sleep lately. I almost have to go to the point of exhaustion, and then I just fall out. And that, that I've been recovering from COVID and stuff like that. So I slept a tremendous amount through COVID and wasn't getting a lot of sleep before I got it. So I think my immune system was pretty weak when I got it. I'd also just been vaccinated, which had rewritten my RNA or whatever. Which for me, how my brain took that was I had these dreams that just didn't make any sense. Still having weird COVID dreams, man. I had a dream, like I said on the stream, like I thought Meatloaf died. Like I'm still having vivid, weird dreams.
I hate to tell you, bro. Somebody else break it to him. It happened. That was real life.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, Meatloaf really did die. It was a bummer.
Okay.
I'm a big Meatloaf fan. Yeah,
no
no.
one told you yet.
No, I had a dream and woke up and then Meatloaf was dead. It was so weird. It wasn't like a Meatloaf-centric dream. It was just no, I had a dream that woke me up, and it was like it's like a theater play of the opening of the gates of Valhalla or something. Made me think of Justin when I got up. I was like, I think I just saw Meatloaf go to fucking Valhalla. Like when I read that thing, I was like, holy shit. That dream was wild, but I lucid dream a lot. I also, again, it's hard for me to get to sleep. I'm not an insomniac. I've not been diagnosed with insomnia. So I don't need sleeping aids or anything like that. It just takes me a complicated relationship with healthy sleep patterns.
Me too.
Glad I've not had COVID dreams. Haven't remembered a dream in ages, Brian. A lot of people who are recreational users of marijuana have, it dampens your REM sleep, and they say that they don't remember their dreams. For me, it almost is like an aid for lucid dreaming.
Me too.
But I'm also annoyingly nonstop with ideas. I'll fill a notebook if I'll lose my mind if I can't go do something. Or at least scheme, or I'll just sit and scheme. And yeah, I can't. It follows me into my sleep. Like I'm still, constantly. Was an extinct volcano too. Oh, snap. Brian, yeah, I want to go to the UK. I have to make it to Scotland. I want to go visit Deb too. There's also just places I want to see and experience. Places that are a little historical for my family, But I think I'm gonna round her on down for the evening, gang. I gotta edit some content still before I go crash out. I think I'll get at least a couple rants edited, or never know. I don't know. See how much I got from the stream earlier. Normally I like to get my points out of the way at the top of the show within the first hour, because when you're live streaming, you'll find out that more people show up in the second hour than the first. And
yeah,
I like it when that burst of people come in for us to kind of be in a conversation, as opposed to me getting my edited content out of the way. Also mostly for John B, but sometimes I gotta pause the edited content schedule.
Well, you're inspiring me to do a video, because I've been putting it off for a long time. Maybe I have it all kind of ready. I just need to put it all together.
You've got this. I guarantee you're 8 times more ready than any video I've gone into. So do it. Do it. There is no try, only do, and I believe in you, and I'm excited to see it. I feel that way about everybody.
Yeah.
Like, knock it out, man. I guarantee everybody out there's done infinitely more. Like if you've got a video idea or a content idea you're thinking about getting into YouTube, I guarantee you've done more research than me, and you're better prepared to make that video than any of the videos I've made.
Just not skilled in making the video part yet. I haven't really done that.
Oh, you've got this. It's the best advice I could give you is film it. You're going to have to edit it anyway, so don't worry about messing up. Just say the line again if you mess a line up.
You're right.
And
Good call.
And then pop that sucker into iMovie or whatever video editor you're using and get comfy. Get comfy with the video editor. Keep making runs through it, and when it's ready, you'll know it's ready because it makes you feel the way you wanted it to make you feel, and then release it. Don't wait too long though. Wait, like the moment it makes you feel the way you want to feel, release that video.
Good advice.
Put that video out. Because that's what it's about at the end of the day, is did you have a good time making that? You don't want to post a video and it doesn't do as well as you thought it would, and you spent 8 drafts on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it out there, man.
Yeah, you're right.
My most plays are from live streams that I wasn't ready for. So the internet's an interesting creature.
That's it.
Yeah.
About this one idea or this idea. You know, I've got a few, but I've got 2 that are pretty poignant right now, and I should just make that 1 point per video, and that's it.
If you're worried about form or how to do it, just sit down, read your notes. Sit down, read your notes in front of camera, edit it. That's it. That's all. That's what everyone does. That's all it is. That's all it is. And you got this. Record that ish. Handy if you.
I will.
Yeah. Brian, Debbie, Barney, if you're still hanging in. Barney, I love you. I love all you guys. I'm gonna bounce out for the day, and I'm not sure if I'll come back within the next 12 hours to do another stream. I don't know.
I'll keep an eye. But thanks
See
for
where,
having
yeah.
me.
Everybody be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, so you know when I go live, because there's no schedule here at MURKradio. I do whatever I want.
I love it.
And I'll talk to you later, Allie.
Good night.
And again, everybody out there in digital world, this has been MURKradio, your spot for news, views, rants, and reviews. We're brought to you by Atlas VPN and BarkBox. Exclusive link in description below. Every click through to those websites helps, guys. Every like helps. I love you guys.